welcome to another episode of Pop.vox Presents. My name is Phil Vecchio, and today we're joined by a very special guest all the way from the East Coast. Please welcome Jonathan Allen Wright.
Are we going to need a translator between the East and West Coast to figure out what I'm saying?
It's tough because I was born and bred in Southern California. So
Yeah.
I don't speak Southern.
You don't see it. I have a Californian right over here that's just whispering what you're saying to me.
That's good.
Good.
I'll try to keep the dude's excellence and awesome.
Yeah. Oh, he said it. He said it.
No guarantees.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna get through this okay.
I think so. I'm really I'm excited to do it, man. It's been a thing coming down the calendar or coming up the calendar, however the calendars work, but it's I'm excited to talk and just hang out, man. Again, we met in July, so now I'm like, it's been so long since July, we've got to catch up.
That's right. We've got a lot more to talk about. Well, before we jump in, I just got to say that we have Janelle over here running everything. Thanks for helping that.
But I'm here.
If you're watching live, you can definitely comment and stuff on the thing. We will be checking for that, so make sure you say hello, comments and questions, things like that. And the kids, Luke and Audrey are in the other room. They're our quality control. If the stream goes down and we don't know, they run in and tell us. So thanks to them in there as well.
That's a valuable thing to have going. It's
absolutely.
like a little tech team going. So
that has happened more than once, believe me.
And
we're just going and they're like, "There's nothing."
I'm assuming it's unpaid, which is even better.
I mean, we feed them.
Well, that's
yeah.
I forgot about that.
Room
That's
and
very
board.
true. Yeah, it's like a bed and
You guys want
breakfast
dinner
situation.
tonight?
Yeah. Nice. That's so cool.
Yes.
Oh man.
Well, Jonathan, we met you at Audio Feed, which is a cool music festival we talked about on this show before, and we found out about your music through Audio Feed. I will tell you, we're not familiar with it beforehand. We always check out like who's going to be at the show, and I go and listen to everyone, and immediately your name popped up there and was at the top of our list.
Wow.
Of someone we had to see. So, I mean, how does it feel to be so famous from California?
Yeah. Oh, I try to handle it the best I can. No, no, that's so cool. Y'all were so encouraging to meet anyway, like after the show and just talking with y'all. And like, it was such a fun group of people to just play for. And I mean, it was one of those things where even when I went back to the hotel and called my wife, I was just like, I met like the coolest family that they were just like, they even knew my music. So it was so fun. And I just appreciated like just how kind y'all were and just how much you were listening and stuff. It was so fun. And so if I'm famous with your family, I feel great about it.
Yeah. We walk around singing. I will tell you, the song that probably comes up the most often around our house is "Give Me a Call."
Yeah.
Whenever phone conversation happens, it's "Give me a call." Like, so
yeah, wow,
it's in our brains. So deeply embedded.
That song, it's so funny, and I think I even said it that night because y'all were like, "Play this one," and I was like, "All right, it's been a minute," but there are two songs that Blake, who was there, played guitar with me. There's been two songs ever that I've written and done where he was like, I don't know about this one. That was one of them where he was just like, I don't think I like it. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to have to go against you on this one, Blake. I think it's really fun.
Yeah.
And even after I put it out, he was like, I'm not so sure. And then I think it was several months later, he was like, this is pretty good. I like that one. We got him with it.
It's good. It is a good song.
I wasn't planning on talking about, but I wrote a new song a few weeks ago. I'm pretty close to finishing it.
Oh.
And it is very similar in style to Give Me a Call. It's very like pop, very pop alt kind of indie rock feel to it. And even thinking about things like Bruce Springsteen and stuff, it's very fun. I will send you the demo tonight after this.
Please.
So you'll get to hear my mumbled bridge.
I want it.
Where I haven't had lyrics yet.
Is it something about texting? I'm assuming if it's
yeah. No, I just gotta keep changing with the times.
Yeah.
No, this one's called The Run. That's what it's called.
Okay. Okay.
at least the working title. So I thought about doing it, but it did not work acoustic. So that's not one of the songs I did for tonight.
That's okay. That's it. We're excited for what you did do. You
Cool.
mentioned Bruce Springsteen. You have like so many cool like song inspirations. It's songs that you've done covers of from like 80s, 90s and before that
Yeah.
even. You have like a lot of overlapping tastes. Um I don't know. It's interesting cuz I don't want to say how old we are, but we're older than you,
Hey, it
Jonathan.
happens, you know? I don't even think about it. But I
This
will gasp if you tell me just for dramatic effect.
All right. Well, anyway, I don't want to even say how much because people tell
Okay.
me I look young, and I don't want to like spoil it.
Well, I get the opposite. People think I look old. So, you know, congrats.
So we're the same age, basically. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It
cool.
evens out.
The reason I even mention it is that just that a lot of it's hard to put into words, but the music that you do sounds so much like an 80s or a 90s song, but not like the songs that you hear like on the Wedding Singer soundtrack, but like the real music that was happening then. Do you know what I mean? I'm
Man,
not
well, I appreciate that. That's like I will gladly take that not sounding like that soundtrack, even though it's a good soundtrack, but
I don't mean it as that as a slight either. It's just there's a lot of stuff that people, you think of like an era, like of a decade, and you're like, oh, that's flock of seagulls with a big hair or something, which was
yeah,
great. But there's also just that, you did a Paul Simon cover.
yeah, I love Paul
Oh, that was from
Simon.
the '80s. That was '80s,
I
right?
Yeah, that was because I did Call Me Out. That
Oh yeah.
was Graceland, which is one of my. It's probably in my top 5 albums of all time, and I love Simon and Garfunkel, and then I love Paul Simon. Can't get enough. I mean, I've been on a huge Kodachrome kick where I've just been listening to that song a
Oh,
little bit too much by him. Um, Even to the point where my wife is like whistling Kodachrome, and she'll be like, "Oh, I'm sure she's over it, but I'm just gonna keep listening to it."
all right. I'm getting. Speaking of, your wife is Kristen. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
I'm
That's
not a
my wife.
stalker. It's in the liner notes of the CD, so
It
it's
happens.
fair game if it's written down for who did background vocals or
I
not.
mean, if I don't know why I would ever try to hide the fact that I married Kristen because people would be like, why? She's definitely the one that stooped lower to marry me. So
That guy,
I got to
yeah.
brag about it in liner notes wherever I can. So,
Well, I'm getting a
Oh
notice
yes,
that there's some comments,
there's
questions,
some
maybe
questions.
in the chat.
Eric says, "What song of yours deserves more attention than it gets?"
Oh, that's a good question.
whoa, that's such an interesting question. I don't know if I've ever thought about that all that much. I mean, a song that I really like a lot is there's a song called Haunted Halls on Doorways and Tombstones that was like really meaningful when I wrote it, and I still really like it. I don't know that it's one that is like, oh, that one deserves way more attention. Um I also really like the single All the Ways That I Fail You,
Mm,
but I mean that's like one of my favorites, and it's such a short song, and sometimes I feel like it might be my favorite, but it's hard to pick because there are a lot of songs where I'm like, I wish this one wasn't on this album anymore, or like things like that from like really early stuff. Um, but yeah, I might would go with one of those two.
okay,
I think
that's fair. By the way, have my doorways,
there it is.
tombstones. Of course, just gotta show off. We got these
Oh,
from you.
there's
They're
the other one.
stories. Now, are there physical copies of any of your other albums?
No,
Just these two.
I've been working. I found a really cool website called Elastistage, which they do kind of like print on demand vinyl,
Oh,
and at like a pretty decent price. Like and so I've got stories up for vinyl on there, and I'm also wanting to do All the Ways That I Fail You, that whole album on vinyl as well. I'm a big fan of vinyl, so it was kind of one of those things where like when I think about like the album art or anything like that, I'm thinking about that, holding that physical item.
right.
So part of me is like, I just want it for myself to see it. But no, I think those are the only two on physical right now.
Okay.
Um, Early stuff was like just burning CDs and being like, you want a CD? I'll burn one real quick and give it to you, or um like when I did the worship album that was what was that 2019 maybe or something like that. It was kind of the first time that I wrote any worship adjacent music at all, and I just kind of snuck them on an album with a bunch of covers. And I did sell CDs, and I made every single slip cover by hand, and every CD was burned by me in my studio. And unfortunately sold a lot of them. So I was like, I should have given this to somebody else to do. So it's just so funny, but that's the only other one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Smells,
That was a long answer to say, yep.
Yeah. Yes, those two.
Well, I have some others.
Some other comments, questions.
Yes.
What do we got here?
Okay, Eric also says, as a fellow Pet Sounds lover, mono or stereo mix of Pet Sounds?
Oh.
That I mean, I love a lot about both. Mono is, I mean, it's just the way that people heard it when it came out. So the whole thing was produced for mono. So hearing it that way, you're like, this is the way it is. When I'm listening with headphones, though, I do love to listen to the stereo remaster of it. And then they even did a Dolby Atmos surround remastering of it. And I happen to have like AirPod Pro Maxes that work with it. And so I was listening to it and I was like, I'm not into this one. They took it too far. The stereo was as far as they could stretch this. I don't need the drums like circling and around behind me. It was too weird. So mono, if I'm listening to a record, though, like the record that I have is a mono one. And this is actually a signed one that's on the wall.
Oh.
I met one of the Beach Boys and had the record with me and got him to sign it. It was not Brian Wilson, and I'm sad, but yeah. It was Al Jardine.
Oh, Jardine.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, it was not Mike Love, so that's all that counts, right?
I've
Yeah.
seen a number of iterations throughout the years, and I just like it all. I know there's beef and all kinds of things, but
yeah.
I'm just always happy to hear him do something,
I know. Brian Wilson is like, I would say the biggest musical influence for me in general. Like, definitely my number one favorite artist. So
first records I ever listened to, or among the first, were definitely Beach Boys. My parents'
Yeah.
Beach Boys stuff. My dad's Larry Norman records, of course. You familiar with Larry Norman at all?
Yes, I need to listen to way more Larry Norman than I have, but I have a lot of respect for him.
Yeah.
He'll be very happy.
Yes. He really wanted me to ask. I don't know why, but he's like, ask him tonight. I was talking to my dad today. Or no, I guess it was last night. Ask him if he listens to Larry Norman. I'm like, I will ask him.
I think it was last year I listened through more of his stuff for the first time, and it was just so ahead of the curve in general that it's almost shocking.
Yeah.
That you're like, he was so early to this zone. So a lot of respect for him. I might even listen to him tonight when I go back inside, just now that I'm thinking about him again. So.
And then another comment from Garrett. He said, Garrett here dug your set at Audio Feed.
Oh, man.
Nice, yes.
That's so awesome. Hey, Garrett, it's good to hear from you, man. The Audio Feed was so fun. It was such a fun group of people, and it was only the third time I'd ever played my own music out.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's
wow.
impressive.
It was the third time. So the first time was in 2017.
Okay.
And then in 2024, I played a house show in Lynchburg, Virginia. And then I played Audio Feed. So it was.
I wouldn't that's shocking to me. I just figured you were playing like a bunch of local shows and touring around and stuff.
No, I mean, I help lead worship pretty much, I would say 3 times a month at church and have been doing that with the same group of people for 8 years now. And Blake, who plays guitar on all my stuff, he is also the guitarist for the worship team. And my brother is the drummer. My wife plays piano. So it was like it was comfortable being in front of people, but it is very different to be like, all right, I hope I remember my own lyrics and I hope that this goes okay.
Yeah.
So
More people have their eyes open probably when it's just like not the worship set.
that's
so
true. I was like, everyone shut your eyes right now. I can't do this. Everyone stop staring at me. Yeah. I need a pad playing in the background.
By the way, I believe that was Garrett. That's from the Good Patron podcast.
Yes.
Super awesome guy. So I want to give him a shout out there.
I wish I had my water bottle in here because I have his sticker on my water bottle.
Oh, nice.
That he gave me. So
Nice.
I've found out about a lot of great music through Garrett. So
I think a lot of people do.
Gary Godfrey, but he said it's Garrett.
Yeah.
Just like our kids comment under my name.
Yeah, we know. We know. I'm on your Zoom thing now. It's all mixed around,
Yeah. We'll figure it all out.
Yeah.
We'll fish through it and figure out who's who. It's, it'll make sense.
So speaking of some classic, I guess CCM artists, I'm going to step back a second. You have a whole entire empire of video making YouTube stuff as well. You do your music stuff, but you also have like this amazing YouTube channel, which I have dived into. I have not watched every single bit because there's a lot, but I've watched a lot.
That's fair.
I'm getting there, But two things I wanted to mention. One is that recently you talked about the new Michael W. Smith music. This was a few months ago. And I love, first of all, that you loved it. And second of all, I feel like people do not give Michael W. Smith the credit. He did some amazing albums. I'm not saying everything is top tier, but a lot of it is. And some of the best albums from the 80s, Christian or not.
It's almost daunting, right? Because, I've had people that are like, when are you going to listen through all of Michael W. Smith's albums for a video? And I'm like,
that's long.
Stephen Curtis Chapman had 25 albums, and that one almost killed me, right? Like it was so much. And Michael W. Smith's catalog is so vast, and it's long albums and spanning 30 plus years. I mean, it's way more than 30 years. I mean, it's like almost 40. Yeah.
02. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's so much music, and truthfully, his albums, his like Michael W. Smith 2 and the first one as well, those were like some of my like earliest memories of listening to music with my parents were like listening to that, listening to Chicago, and listening to Boston and the Beach Boys and Toto. So like those were the bands I was listening to. And I loved Michael W. Smith too so much.
I love that. Like nobody talks about that one. That's one of my favorites.
It's so good. Yeah,
where he's like trapped in his own sweater on the front cover. It's the most 80s.
Yeah, the Argyle. Like just, I have the cassette I used to listen to up on the shelf behind me, and it's just like that album is so fun, and I think about it quite a bit in the stuff that I'll record, especially when I was kind of leaning more 80s in different times. Like I think about that and the Talking Heads and Bleachers and, all sorts of bands that I really enjoy, but his is a big influence.
Yeah, it comes through. Well,
I was a Go West Young Man fan. That's my favorite.
That great. That whole era. So earlier this year, we got to see Michael W. Smith live. We got to see him perform.
Man.
Front row.
We got front row. I don't know how. Like it was super cheap, and we got to be in the front row.
Unreal.
Big amphitheater, and we were like right there. I will tell you, I don't know. Have you seen him live ever?
I have never seen him live. But I mean, I've watched so much live footage of him, and I even had his like one of his bandmates like comment on a video of mine where I brought him up, and he was like, I toured with him for years. People do not understand like the level of genius that he is because he doesn't talk about it. And so I want to see him.
Yeah, we could tell.
I mean, I've seen him a few times. Well, 3 times now, but
Wow.
he's still got it. It was an
Yeah.
incredible show. Like, he is a master, like, showman. He did like all the hits. Then he did like a worship section in the middle. Like, he blended it all together. And he did the 2 new songs, and like hearing them live, like it
Oh,
blew
man.
us away. Our kids who are teenagers, same thing. They're like, "This is incredible."
They
This
were
is
the
like, so
only
good.
teenagers in the audience.
They were. We were like amongst the younger of the crowd there, but still,
Dude, those 2 new songs that he
Fantastic.
dropped are just like, they're so good.
yeah.
And I mean, Arms Around the Sun is it was shocking when I first heard it, because he's
Mhm.
been more in kind of like this typical CCM, even like
Mhm.
worship space, kind of back and forth in there. And so when I heard Arms Around the Sun, I was like, right away, the first sound of that electric piano, I was like, is this like a remaster of some song that I missed?
Right.
Like,
Yep.
it was so good, dude. And I saw my parents that week, and I immediately played it for them, and they were like, "Yeah, this is Michael W. Smith," and I was like, "That's Michael W. Smith right now. This is not an older song." And they
Yeah.
were like, "Oh, it sounds the same. Like,
Yep.
he still got it." So
Okay, Janelle.
Sorry.
It's okay. There's more. What's going on? This is exciting.
Okay, so our kids want to know, are the voice messages on Give Me a Call real?
Oh,
yes,
those are real.
yeah, they are.
Okay.
Every single one of them. Yeah, it was so funny to. I'm notorious for missing calls. I mean, it's so bad. I'll tell you right now. I have 21 missed phone calls and 310 missed text messages. So it was not hard to find voice messages of people being like, "Hey, are you okay?" You know,
Right.
like,
All right.
and there were some that were so funny. I mean, one of them was, I mean, the first one you hear is Kristen calling me, and then you hear my friend Graham, and he says, Ronathan Jait is what he says. And then he said, "No, not that." And it was just him being dumb. And then it's my friend Caleb, that I've been friends with forever, that he left me a message that he was just like, "Hey, you don't call me anymore." So he was just giving me a hard time. And then my friend Christian, Austin, and my dad those are the voicemails that are in there.
Oh my gosh.
That's great.
We gotta listen to that again.
Yeah, it's fun.
And then I should have said this during the Michael W. Smith talk, but Luke mentioned on the comments his favorite Michael W. Smith song is Lamu.
Big picture.
Whoa, yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Lamu is that is not one that you would expect anyone to just like spout out like off the top of the head. I've been really hooked on Secret Ambition for like 3 weeks all of a sudden.
Yeah, I mean, classic.
It's a classic. But The Race Is On is another one that I get really stuck in my head. That intro, ba-da-da, ba-da-da, it's just so fun. Yeah,
I had to
Lamu's
break it
great.
to him. Like, when we were going to see him, I don't think he's gonna play Lamu. Like, I just don't want you to get your hopes up. Like,
did he do it?
He did not. He did like every other like radio hit. It looks like he didn't do Lamu. I'm like, I mean,
yeah,
I kind of didn't think he was gonna, but it would be cool. I do love that song too.
And you're like, Michael, why didn't you do Lamu? And he's like, what song is that?
Right. I mean, only have like 5,000 songs to pick from.
Yeah. I can't imagine having to keep up with and the level of rehearsal he probably has to do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's crazy.
One more of your YouTube videos that I want to talk about, and you kind of actually mentioned it. This is the other one I want to talk about, because you've done a series where you listen for however many days it is to an entire catalog of an artist, and then at the end of that, you do a cover song from one of their songs, which is super fun. I watched all of those. But the one I wanted to focus on, because we're also going to see this artist this year in a little bit, is Stephen Curtis Chapman, as you mentioned.
Oh, man.
First of all, your cover that you did was like just phenomenal. I love the artwork that you did for it and everything. And again, it just like, you don't hear people talking about like, especially that era of these artists.
Yeah.
And I think, and you've definitely said this throughout your thing. I think Stephen Curtis Chapman is a phenomenal songwriter, and I've had people conversations because we talk to a lot of rock musicians and things, and they're
Yeah.
like, CCM, Stephen Curtis Chapman, what? And I'm like, no, we're going to see him this year. Like, we're going to go see him next month. And I'm
He's
stoked.
phenomenal still. Like
Yeah.
I saw him once when I was a kid, and I really, really wanted to go see the Speechless Anniversary tour. Uh, did not get to. I've missed every concert that I wanted to go to this year. And except Andy Squires. I did get to see him in a house show, but it was fun. But yeah, I wanted to go see that show so bad because he is still just so talented, and he's a phenomenal guitar player. Like
Yeah.
Every time you see him playing the guitar, you're like, it kind of hurts my head to think about learning this. You know?
Right.
I had to learn one of his songs for church, and I was like, "You're gonna have to give me a while, like, please let me try." You know?
Yeah.
I love Stephen Curtis Chapman, and he was super kind. He like messaged me and like commented and then shared my cover on his Instagram story.
Awesome.
I was losing my mind because at this point my my daughter wasn't sleeping well and all of this stuff, and I even mentioned that in the video that I was like, I powered through his catalog because she just wasn't sleeping, and I'd throw headphones on and sit with her. And he like, I mean, he just messages me and it's like, hey, like, things are gonna get better, like with your daughter, like sleep is tough, man. And I was like, what is going on?
He actually watched the whole video then.
Yeah. And he then commented, it was like, I watched it from start to finish and like it loved it. And I think your cover is great. And then all of this is happening though at 1 a.m. while I'm awake with my daughter. My wife's asleep, my daughter's asleep, and I'm alone. So I have nobody to talk to about the fact that I am talking to Stephen Curtis Chapman. And then I look, and he had just been at the Grand Ole Opry doing like this massive event. And I'm like, in what world does Stephen Curtis Chapman go from the Grand Ole Opry to sitting in bed watching my YouTube video and being like, I should message this guy?
Yeah.
Like, it's just,
because he's a cool guy.
He was just so nice. And then I ended up in Nashville. I didn't meet him. I ended up in Nashville for work, and I was hanging out with somebody who knows the guys in Colony House, which are his sons.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, one of the guys, Scotty, not one of the sons, calls my friend on FaceTime, and he just like sees me, and he's like, "Oh, yeah." I was like, "Oh no, they all watch this thing." So it's
a whole
just
family affair.
Yeah, like it really made its rounds of the Chapman family, I guess. But that was a fun challenge. I want to do more of that. I've just been so caught up with not only my own like business, but then making the next video, which has been just like such a massive undertaking at this point. So
yeah, you've got quite a lot going on at the channel there.
Yeah.
You definitely want to send people over there. Just
I already put it on.
Good. Janelle got a link to the YouTube channel in the comments.
Oh, awesome.
There.
Subscribe.
So if you're watching, make sure you go and check it out and subscribe.
It's a lot of fun. I that was one of those kind of like little surprises that I feel like God was like, "Hey, you really enjoy doing this. Like, what if we kind of made it part of your job?" And I was like, "All right, well, I will gladly continue doing this." But I mean, if someone had asked me like when I was a kid, because I was making like videos and stuff with my brothers, I've been doing it forever, and every now and then I'll stop and think about it, and I'm like, it's so strange that I'll have just like thousands of people watch me do what feels like the same thing, but just adjusted. So it's so strange, man.
Well, it's good stuff. I've enjoyed.
I appreciate it.
I found, like I said, we found your music through audio feed, but then I got to go into the video stuff, and there's a lot of
the ecosystem.
Yeah, the world of Jonathan Allen Wright.
Luke, Luke wants you to do a Starflyer 59 listen through.
Oh man, there's so many fascinating bands that I want to do. It is the hardest thing to pick, and then I kind of just started letting the channel vote, and it was that kind of took it to a next level too,
Yeah.
because then people got really like passionate about who they wanted.
Right.
And then sometimes they just were like, we kind of want to torture Jonathan. So what if, and I would see like someone sneaking up the list and I'm like, no. Please no, please no. I'd be like, oh, Switchfoot one. Okay.
Yeah.
I can do Switchfoot.
Which we saw Switchfoot too.
That's right. We saw
That was
Switchfoot this
fun.
year as well.
Wow.
They put on a phenomenal show.
I just saw them for the first time last year, and I've listened to them, I mean, forever, ever since they've been doing stuff, and I was so happy to see them live, and it was not a letdown. It was great.
Was not a beautiful letdown.
Not a beautiful letdown. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was great. I thought they put on a great show.
We have an exciting connection there because so Jerome from Switchfoot,
Yep.
he's been in other bands, but he's currently also does a band called Morzan.
Yes. Yeah. I think I saw him post about this.
Yes, with Gyro, who they used to do Folds Under and Mortal. That's the name, Mortal Morzan.
Oh, wow.
So they're playing our live Christmas show this year on December 13th.
That's awesome.
In Southern California. So we're pretty stoked on that. So
That's so cool.
yes.
They seem like a lot of fun. I've got some people I know that are adjacent, and I don't know. Have you listened to Jet Foreman, Tim's son?
I have
does
not,
music.
no.
He has a band called Jetty, and I know the drummer in that band. I've talked with Jet like a very small amount, but it's kind of cool to see that he's like taking that on too.
Yeah.
It's and he reminds me of the two Foreman brothers, obviously. I mean, it's kind of startling. It always, you're like, this kid looks just like a Foreman. So, it's cool. I would check his stuff out. It's fun.
Good recommendation. Well,
Eric also said yes on the Starflyer 59.
Oh, it's a second vote. How are you familiar with Starflyer?
Yeah, I'm not crazy familiar, but that's sometimes the best when it's like I might know 2 songs or something like that.
That could be. I'll throw in another ring in the hat. I don't know, whatever the word phrase is.
We're throwing something.
I think it would be a really fun one because depending on what you've heard of them, like their albums, like from the beginning to the end, sound nothing alike. Like it's a complete transformation. You can hear his music, like, his writing throughout it, but like they don't sound anything alike, and it's amazing all the way through.
I need to just take a listen anyway.
Yeah.
And just kind of like, because I don't even think I could name a song right now.
Oh, okay. Well, this is our challenge for you then. We're putting the vote in there.
Putting the vote in.
Yeah.
Putting the vote. I gotta
do it on your channel too.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I listened through it all like just a couple weeks ago.
It's just y'all making a bunch of burner YouTube accounts voting.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
I'm like, Phil 1, Phil 2, Phil 3, and Phil 4 all wanted Starflyer. That's so weird.
There's a lot of us Phils that like.
There's a lot of Phils voting for this. I've been working on like a Forrest Frank investigation deep dive into like his whole start and all of that.
Right.
And that has occupied all of the YouTube time. I like posted on YouTube saying like, hey, like I'm not posting here for a while. I wrote 17 or 18 pages of an essay and have been shooting like scenes, and it's been a lot of that, and I'm not even in the edit of it yet.
Well,
so it's
all right.
We'll see.
So we'll have to wait for Starflyer for a bit, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe so. We'll see. I do feel like more people are talking about Forrest Frank right now.
Well, it's probably a timely investigation. I would pursue that. That's a good idea.
We'll see what happens. We'll find out how timely it is when it hits the channel.
Right. We're looking forward to that.
It gets 3 views. I'll be like, well, won't do that one again.
You never know what's going to hit too. It's weird.
It is truly a game of like guessing on YouTube, which is fun. It's all in how you approach it, I guess.
Well, we've talked a lot about your YouTube and other people's music, but we really need to get down to your music. You brought some amazing performances for us tonight.
Hey,
I think we
I
can
will
get to
take
it.
amazing performances. Your live performance number 4 now. So
That's right. This counts
we'll take it.
on the
We'll
internet.
take it.
All right. Well, okay, we got 3 songs. We're gonna listen to a song. We'll come chat, and then we'll listen to another song.
That's cool.
All right. So up first, we have "Fire in the Church." This is from Jonathan Allen Wright, and Janelle's getting like fist pumps over here because this is one of her favorites here. So
I remembered that, and that's why I did it.
Yay!
See, that's the advantage of only playing 3 shows is you're like, this person said this, and I remember it. So-
All right, let's do it. Here we go with "Fire in the Church."
I saw fire in the church, it starts by word of mouth. I heard a shout and saw a crowd, then it all went south. I heard the screams of terror before I could close in prayer. It's not the fire seen in Acts, is it even there? What'll I do? Oh, what'll I do? And why would you let this come to pass and let the flames flicker in our minds? And oh, if I could have known the future, maybe I could stop the running and never hear a fire in the church. Oh, oh, whoa. 10,000 souls, they flood the halls and mount the galleries. A fatal yell, a mighty roar, a swarming sound of bees. The music hall is now a tomb, and a pulpit a witness stand. It's not the morning I first saw, so now I mourn instead. What'll I do? Oh, and why would you let this come to pass and let the fiery fury in our minds? And oh, if I could have known the future, maybe I could stop the light and never hear a fire in the church. I know you're in control, you hold it all together. I feel it in my soul, you hold it all together. You ease the worried heart, you hold it all together. You hold it all together. You hold it all together.
And we're back. That was fantastic.
There we go.
We got Into the Void.
Yeah,
Came
man.
back.
That is one of my favorites that I've written. That would be even an answer for like one that I feel like is
Yeah.
maybe not as listened to as I thought. And it was kind of an experiment writing it, because that whole album was just like storytelling, which I had never done in that way before. Stories.
That's the one.
A very original title.
Okay, so this brings up a question that I have, because each of the songs on the album like it's about someone or a story of something that
Yeah.
happened, and I know what most of them are. But well, first of all, it's a two-part question. One, I would love if you would share the story of Fire in the Church, since of course we just heard the song.
Yeah.
And then my follow-up question is about Death of a Dream, because that's the
Yeah.
one
Oh,
that I
that
don't
one's
know
so funny.
whose story is.
It,
I think I figured out everyone else.
yeah.
That's my
So
follow-up question.
Fire in the Church is Charles Spurgeon, and it's not much around this event, but when he was pretty young, the church that he was pastoring at, someone in the crowd yells fire, and it was so many people that like a stampede happens basically, and people got trampled. I think there's like a reported death in it, and he basically was just standing there witness to it, and it caused him a lot. I mean, he basically struggled with like depression the rest of his life and feeling really anxious in crowds because of this. And at least I had read this story, and so I kind of like pieced together that, and then um tried to pull some quotes from some articles that were mentioned, because like even the line like 10,000 souls are flooding the halls, that was not about that event, but it was an article, a newspaper headline about one of the times he was preaching. They were like, there's 10,000 souls here flooding the halls and the galleries of this building. And I was like, that's a fun phrase I would never say in my life. So, and then they even described the sound of the crowd as a swarming cloud of bees, or, you know, and I just thought those were interesting to kind of look at. And so I put the song together, and afterwards I'm kind of looking at it and thinking I feel like I'm missing a bridge on this. And I just kind of left the song as is for probably a month, and kind of revisited it. And when I looked at it, I thought, oh, this is interesting, because it almost feels like you're talking about like controversies within a church, right? So I adjusted some of the lyrics to even fit that more, right? Because like a person saying like fire in the church was purely something verbally that was said that caused like a lot of problems. And so I was like, how do we maybe adjust some of the lyrics? But then I didn't want to leave it like this super depressing song where it's like people are hurt and they're leaving the church hurt. It's like, uh, and so then I brought in that whole part about like God holding it all together, because I believe I read that in one of his books at one point. I'm not sure, but it worked. And then I put out a call basically on my Instagram being like, if you want to add a vocal to the call and response of this, like let me know and I'll layer everybody together. And I think I had like 50 people send me vocals. So I was just in Logic lining them up, being like, why did I say to do this? But I'm really happy with how it wound up. And yeah, Death of a Dream, though, it always surprises people that it is about Phil Vischer, the guy who made VeggieTales.
Okay.
And it was because this links back to my YouTube. I was planning to do a video where I watched every VeggieTales ever made, and it just about killed me. Like, I mean, I watched 30 of them, and then I was like, I'm not even halfway done. And just kind of fell out of that video. But through that, I was listening to his audiobook from 2001, 2002. And it was beautiful. Like the whole book, it's one of the only books I've read in a while that made me actually cry. And it was because he started this whole company, and it was like his dream to do this. And as he started developing it and building this company, he kind of stewarded it poorly, and then he ended up ultimately losing it. And he lost this business, and he's having this moment where he's like, God, I thought this was the dream that you gave me. Like, don't you think it's important? Like, why would God give me this dream and then let it die? And he was left with that question, angry. And then his mother randomly is like, we had a pastor come to our church and you should listen to this tape that I got of him preaching. And he was like, I'm not going to do that. And then a few weeks later, he listens to it. And that pastor is like, what do you do when God gives you a dream and then God lets that dream die? And that was like the topic of the sermon. And it ended up, it was about the Shunammite woman in the Old Testament. And so this song is a blend of those ideas, because the Shunammite woman in the Old Testament, she has wanted a son forever. And the prophet goes to her and is like, you're going to have a son. And she's like, do not give me hope of that. Like, that is the most important thing in my life. Do not tell me that. And he's like, you're going to have a son. And so she has a son. This son grows up, the prophet going and checking on him every now and then. And then the son out of nowhere drops dead. And she goes and meets the prophet on the road. And the prophet is like, oh, like, how are you? And she's like, all is well, but my son has passed away. And of course, the prophet's like, oh, what? It's like takes off running down the road. But her answer in that moment is like, all is well. However, this really tragic thing has happened. And the prophet gets there and basically like does this weird thing where he like breathes on the child and he just comes back to life. And you're left wondering, like, what in the world was that for? Like, why'd God like let this child die and then brought him back? Like, and ultimately the lesson was that she valued like God more than her biggest dream, and she trusted God more, because the first place she went was to this prophet to be like, I'm entrusting this most important thing in my life to God. And so when I was reading this book and hearing that story and comparing it to Phil Vischer's, I was just like, this is both heartbreaking and like one of the most convicting things I've ever heard, because I think everyone in a sense has had some sort of dream or thing that they find like that they want to aim for. And sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. And the thing is that, like, understanding that even if those dreams don't work out, it doesn't mean that God has like abandoned you. And it also means like, are you placing more value in that dream, or are you placing more value in your relationship with God? Like, which one holds more weight? And sometimes God lets you have that dream, and then sometimes he says, not right now. And so that whole story, I was like gutted by it. I was like, it's so heavy. So it's really strange when people are like, what's that song about? I'm like, Phil Vischer from Veggie Tales, but it's actually like way deeper than that.
Wow, yeah. I would not have guessed that. That's amazing.
And a lot of people have no idea. I purposely like tried to write a lot of the songs to not be very on the nose, like, my name's Phil and this is like,
name is Phil and I'm here to say,
yeah, exactly,
love Veggie Tales in a major way.
but I gave it away. It's it was I tried to make it to where people would have to do a little digging, or that the concept from the story like held its own.
Yeah.
So it was kind of an interesting writing challenge for me, but that song like meant a lot to me because I've had that experience in some ways. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean,
there you go.
Way
You
more
asked.
than I even imagined. Janelle's saying we've got some comments and questions and stuff.
So,
Oh, man.
Eric said so good about the song, and he says love Spurgeon and the song. What's your favorite story you wrote about stories?
Oh,
I mean, Death of a Dream is like, to me, up there.
Yeah.
As like it was probably the most personally impactful story surrounding one of the songs. And then The Sea I really enjoy because I love the story of Jonah I think I usually have mentioned this when I play once a year. Um, the story of Jonah, I just think it's so many different elements to it. It's very serious, it's heartbreaking, and then it's like borderline hilarious at times where it's like Jonah getting on a boat being like that'll do it, and then God's like, actually you're gonna get eaten by a fish and then spit out on the shore where you said you weren't going. It's like that is so funny. And I mean, I love the story of Jonah. There's also an attachment to it because the church that I'm a part of, like, that was the first book that they were going through when I first showed up there like 12 years ago.
Mm.
And I remember feeling like it was the first time I heard the story and being like, Jonah means so much now to me. I love it. And it ends super weird. Do you know how the book of Jonah ends?
Yeah, like when he's sitting under the tree or the
Yeah.
leaf or whatever. I'm
Yeah.
mixing it up with the VeggieTales version, aren't I?
Hey,
Yeah.
they both work, it's but the last line in the book of Jonah is like God looking at Jonah saying, don't you know there's a lot of cows in this city? And then the book ends and you're like, what? What are we talking? What was that? And that one I've had a lot of fun conversations with people, just be like, why do you think God put it that way? And probably the best one I heard was someone saying it almost feels like God is looking at Jonah scene like, do you even care that the cows would have been killed? They didn't even do anything to you. It's like, do you not care about them? And so, yeah, I love the book of Jonah. Yeah. Again, long answers for you tonight.
That's good.
I got a lot to say about a lot of it.
Garrett also said the sea was his favorite.
That was his favorite.
That's one of the ones that I'm glad that it got the listens that it did. I really do like that song a lot. And I like how it kind of built and changed and all that stuff too. So I love that song.
Now, also, Eric mentioned, because this is before the thing, but I do think it bears mentioning.
So, yeah, he said, Leave Here a Stranger, which was Starflyer 59, was influenced by Pet Sounds, if that helps.
Yes, that album was inspired by, and it's even recorded in mono.
That's very interesting.
So
I'm going to write this down.
That's a good place. It's a good entry point for you.
Oh, it's in the comments. Or did he not say it in the comments?
He did. He said it in the comments. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go back to that comment.
Yes, good. Okay. That's good. Thank you, Eric.
And you also have a lot of loves and likes.
Yeah, I saw a lot of thumbs going up.
That I appreciate that. I can feel it here in North Carolina.
You got the feeling.
The feeling. Oh, wow.
See what I just did there?
That was pretty good.
Because the next song is called The Feeling. Sometimes it just, it just flows.
Just two dads.
He's a master at his craft.
I've had a lot of practice, yes. Well, the next song.
I couldn't have done it.
The next song is The Feeling by Jonathan Allen Wright. Here we go.
Gotta hope the feeling doesn't go before I wake. And gotta make a feeling out of all of my mistakes. And I want you to know that I harvest what I sow. Gotta hate the feeling of the wrong I know exists. Gotta know to find it, I can take a look within. And I know that, through distance it can grow. Oh, I wanna stay in every step along the way, till the day takes the night, till the wrongs are all made right at the end. I've got a feeling that there's something more to this. God, I've got a feeling that you hit more than you miss. And I know that you see, you're the good that's left in me. So, ooh, oh, I wanna stay in every step along the way, till the day takes the night, till the wrongs are all made right. Till the day takes the night, till the wrongs are all made right at the end. Oh, at the end.
We are back. We're back.
Hey, I told you this beforehand. I said I'm going to hit a bad chord at the end of that video, but I
Love it.
left it out of loyalty to the live stream and the live feel. I was
And
like, you
it
can't
fits
hit every
perfectly.
chord.
It made it feel like we were really there right
That's-
now, live with you.
And you are. You're here. Yeah, two
So-
versions of me.
Very
One that's
convincing.
this version of me would not have hit that chord.
No,
You know?
obviously, that's the other Jonathan.
That's that other guy
Yeah.
from yesterday.
Now this is the feeling is like one of your newest singles.
Yeah,
This is not on an album yet. Is this going to be on an album?
it will be. I would say I've written 4 songs this year total, and which is a little like different for me because I even told my wife after I finished Stories, I said I may not have any more songs left in me. Like I don't know if I have any more. And then I got into like February of the next year and I was like, I don't have any songs left. And like still felt that way. And then it was like some songs I feel like I remember very specifically writing them. The feeling, I wrote it at like 1 or 2 in the morning, just laying in bed. And it was like just almost like a flow of conscious, like this is what I'm thinking about. This is how I feel about things. And then I just sat down and played it the next day and kind of like very simple. I was like, I don't want to overproduce this one or anything. And even when I sent it to the guy who helps with my mixing and mastering, Spencer Annis, I sent it to him and he was like, oh, there's only 5 tracks on this. This is going to be way easier for me. So, he was like, I'm so used to you sending me layers of things. But now he's going to pay for it. So that's, I've got more that are going to have more layers and he's going to have to make up for it. But yeah, this song, my wife told me is her favorite. And I was like, it came out of me thinking I had no more music to write and wrote that, put it out because I thought this might be the only one left. And I've written like 3 more since then somehow. And they just kind of, it just hits in waves. You don't know when they're coming. So
I'm glad to hear they're still coming.
I think so. Yeah. It may be only 4. We'll find
That's
out.
still an EP. Like that works, but
Exactly.
we would like more for sure.
I'll do like Bon Iver did on his latest release, and I'll put one long beep for a minute and say it's a song. And I'll be like, that's actually a 5-track album.
That's good. Just do some more voicemails. You could do a whole track of that.
That's true.
I mean,
I'll
that
call
was
it like a
popular.
sonic landscape or
Yeah.
something. And,
Okay.
it's just, I'll get away with it. It's like getting away with a crime.
Janelle is telling me we got some more things.
Just more comments. Oh, your dad wanted in on the dad jokes.
Ooh.
My dad has entered the room.
I don't get it though. It's your mom, and your mom said, "Dad says all right."
Well, that I would say I'm 1/2 right and the other half Underwood, which is my mother's maiden name. So
Oh.
Oh my god!
I've heard all.
right.
I get it.
Yeah, I joke that
It took you to get
Yeah.
his dad.
Yep.
Okay.
when you have the last name Wright, you're like, I know where we're going with
You
this.
probably heard this before. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I have
I was
brothers
like,
only, so people were like, the Wright brothers are here. Did you take your plane in? And we're like, yep, we sure did.
Yep.
Or, you know, there's even the one that I joked with my wife in our early years of marriage. I would be like, Kristen, I've been right since the day I was born. You know, you had to marry me to even become right. You know, it's she doesn't love that one as much as me, and she knows it's not true.
I'm so
Well,
glad you got it.
yes, thank
'cause
you.
Oftentimes with Dad, I'm like, what?
I guarantee you he's doubled over laughing so he can't breathe right now. So you did a good job.
I am here for him when he needs.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I said, I've got a
watching-
daughter now, so I've doubled it.
Oh, good.
So, Eric made 2 comments. Eric, this is a different Eric.
There's 2 different Erics in the
Different
room.
Erics.
2 Erics. Is this allowed?
Yes,
guess
they're
so.
both
Okay.
wonderful Erics. I
But-
think we know these are both Erics that we know who we're
Yes.
talking about. Yes.
So
Nice.
Eric said, beautiful and love the authenticity.
Oh man,
of
thank
that
you.
Song. And then our kid said the song is so cool with an exclamation point. So,
Oh, I'm glad I picked that one. That's
so.
I do love that song, and I mean, it was one of those again that I wrote it, and I was like, I don't know if I'll release it. I don't know. I sat on it for probably 2 months after I wrote it, and it was. I'm glad I did release it because now I think it's one of my new favorites. I keep saying that, but isn't that just how it goes?
Yeah.
You're like,
Got a
no,
lot of
this one
love.
really is my favorite album.
It's good when you like what you're putting out there too. Like that helps.
I try really hard to do that because I've put out some real stinkers before, and I'm like, I
Well,
don't want.
know about that.
They're gone.
Oh, okay. You've removed the stinker.
No one knows about that. Trust me.
Okay.
I'm the only one who knows about it.
Okay.
I try really hard to be like, do I enjoy this song? Did I have fun making it? And then like, did I feel like I forced it? Because I've forced a lot of songs before and it never works how you want it to. So it's
This
taking
one
longer
definitely
now.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, and I got to tell you, because I've gone all the way back into like your SoundCloud page. Like I've
Whoa.
heard it all the way
Yeah.
back there. I don't remember any stinkers. So you've purged it well, I guess. If there are
I've done-
some. If there
I've
were
done
some.
pretty good with the purge of it. You know,
Okay.
I leave a lot of stuff because I'm also very sentimental. And then also a lot of it is like, oh, I remember being here when this song, I was recording it, or like I was at my friend's house and did this one. And so the nostalgia will make me not delete a lot of stuff. But if I deleted it, trust me.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. I don't even know if I remember which ones I deleted. They were that bad. So
Well, it's not going to be easy for me to do a smooth transition into this third song here. I couldn't think of anything, but it's I'm super excited because this next song, this is like brand new, correct?
yeah, it is like very much still in the process. It was so in the process that this one, it took me 3 attempts to record it because I was like, what was that lyric again? Like, I don't remember. But my friend Andrew Ross, he's an artist, goes by Bond Servant, and he's just the kindest guy. Like, he's so awesome. And he reached out to me and he was like, oh, we've just like got to do some music together at some point. And I was like, I agree. So we set up just a time to call and sit down. And I had kind of the bare bones of this song in place, but felt very stuck with it. And just kind of like threw it out there to him. I was like, what do you think of this? And he was like, I am into this song. And I totally can relate to the idea of it. And if you like, I could tell you before the song plays kind of where it came from, or after. Which do you think would be more fun?
Let's hear it before, because then when we're listening to it, we'll know the story. We'll know what to listen
There we
to.
go. There we go. There we
Let's
go.
do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
The story before?
the story.
Oh.
Before, yeah. Let's do one of the two first.
Yeah. You said we're. Oh man. We just stare at each other for a good second. So the story is, and I even mentioned it to you. I at one point with my previous job got flown to Chicago on a whim, just out of nowhere, and had never been there, and flew right over Lake Michigan, which I had never seen before. And I had this moment. I'm sitting in the window, and I'm like, "Oh my goodness! Like, first of all, why am I flying over Lake Michigan when I'm supposed to be going to Florida?" Already felt weird. Very long story to that, but as I'm looking at the lake, I'm like, this is this is the craziest thing that this thing is here, and that I've never seen it before with my own eyes until this moment. And it like that moment, I just kind of like had thought about it for a while of how God will like have things that he's like designed and put in place that like we just don't see. Right. Like, and for me, it was like Michigan being like, I could have gone my whole life not seeing this unreal thing that God just like placed here. And it kind of like made me feel very small, but in a good way. And then I'd even, they make these discoveries of new species and new fish, and they're just like, this fish has been around for like so long, and we didn't even know it existed until 2015. And you're like, that fish just been hanging out with nobody knowing it exists except God, and I guess the other fish. And it was just like this very interesting moment of like, oh, God like cares like so specifically for us, but at the same time like has created all of these very fascinating things that are purely for his enjoyment and like him being God. And that idea I had, and so I wrote like a lot of these verses, and then was sitting with Andrew, and we were talking about this, and he was like, I relate to this so much. And he's like, in fact, Lake Michigan is like where my family did a lot of vacationing, and it's like very special to me. Like, I think about it, and I think about this concept. And so we just started writing and came up with the bridge and like some other adjustments. And so we're doing this song as a collaborative thing where he's going to sing part of it and I will sing part of it. And he's a great friend because I have been so busy that I'm like, hey, I'm going to get you that track to sing to next week. And then the next week happens. I'm like, hey, I didn't do that, but you still want to do the song, right? He's like, yeah, we're good. So this is the first time I ever sat down and played it all the way through, was for this. And it took me 3 tries, and I finally remembered the lyrics. So there you go. That's the setup.
Awesome. That was a good setup. I think that was the right order to do it in for sure.
There we go.
All right. Well, here we go with The Flight Over Michigan.
I flew over Lake Michigan, trying to make my way back home again. And I saw it and it all felt fake. I heard the tales and I'd seen the maps. I've taken tests and I'd known the facts. Yet it always felt so far away. And yet you still haven't made it anyway. If I dive the deepest blue, feel the pressure but I go on through, I'm sure I'd probably discover something great. I'll never dive and find it all. I'll never cease to feel so small, and my non-discovery still is something great. And yet you still haven't made it anyway. If I were to find them all and hear every bird that ever called, I'm sure I'd probably be leaving someone out. A tree falls and someone hears. You hear prayers with those same ears, yet you still don't seem so far away. And yes, you still haven't made us anyway. What we found in our search, we don't have to work for worth. I can see the wildflowers grow, the stars above and the clouds below. And who are you that you should care? Hearing all our silent prayers, even when we run so far away. Yes, you still have loved us just the same. Yes, you still have loved us just the same.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Ooh, I even watching it, I felt like nervous that I was gonna mess up the lyrics. It's like a residual, it's
No,
like
you
a
got it. You
PTSD.
nailed
I was
it.
like, "Ugh," you know,
No one's heard
it's
it before, so for all we know, that's how it's supposed to go.
I'm very excited about how that song is sounding. I'll send you that demo too. It's
Yeah.
very like I'm using a vocoder in it,
Oh,
but it's like
nice.
folk and then some flute as well as a cassette synth. And like I was just, I don't know what happened to me. I just started recording and I was like this and this, and then I sent it to Andrew and he's like, yes, all of that. You gotta keep that. So it's
I
a lot
think
of
it
fun.
bears mentioning for folks that are maybe like just finding out about your music from this show and hearing you on the acoustic guitar, that a lot of your like recordings are very like fleshed out, like full band, like all kinds of interesting sounds, and it definitely is worth looking into and hearing
Oh man.
all of it
Yeah.
for sure. Yes.
I
So,
always joke that I'm definitely more of a like I love the production process, and I almost like it too much because it got to even a point after I did like the album Doorways and Tombstones. I was talking with my friend Blake again, who plays guitar with me, and it was after like it came out that he was like, "Hey, album was a lot of fun. We could never do this live." He was like, you tracked like 5 of my guitars on one song, and then it was like 25 vocals. Like, I don't think we could ever do it. And so that really kind of shifted where I was like, there is a practical aspect where you can have a lot of fun producing, but then like what happens if you're like, I got to do this thing live?
right.
So all the ways that I fail you, I limited a lot of what I did to be like, I need only 2 guitars, or I need drums and
Right.
guitar, bass, and synth. Um, and then Stories was kind of a blend of the 2 ideas, but making it more acoustic and more lyric focus. So now I'm trying to blend all of that together and make a doable EP or record. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's why it's cool hearing it stripped down to just your voice and acoustic guitar, though, because as much fun as all of that production is, it shows what good songwriting is there underneath it all. And so,
Oh, dude, thank you.
it's yeah, it's great to hear it that
Lyrics
way.
are probably the hardest part for me, and I feel like thankfully that means that I sit with them a long time.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll look at one and be like, I'm really glad I didn't put this to a track. So, and as I've been making more projects, that it's slowed down even more because I'm trying very intentionally to be like, have I written a song about this? Or did I use this chord progression already? Did I change this? And it makes the process slower
Yeah.
because you're trying not to rip yourself off by accident. So I think it was Weezer that the Rivers, the lead singer, he like keeps a spreadsheet of all of their songs and like the keys and the BPMs and stuff because he's like, I don't want to do too many that are similar or something weird like that. It may have been somebody else, but yeah, I related to it. Like, I need a spreadsheet. So, but yeah, I had sent you, I had
Yeah.
texted you because I thought it would be fun. I was like, I don't know if there's a way we can play the demo for that other new song that I said was similar to Give Me a Call, because
I would like to
y'all,
hear. I think we would all like to hear
Yes.
this. Yeah.
I hope that it comes through okay.
Yeah. Well,
If
everyone knows this. We're hearing like through a thing, but yes.
yeah, let me make sure I got the right one. Yeah, I got it. Let's see what happens.
Let's do it.
It comes in guns blazing. It
All
is
right.
like it is
I'm
no
so
intro to
excited
this
to
song.
hear this.
Let's see what happens. Hold up. This is so scrappy, guys. I'm sorry, but we didn't plan it. Here we go. It's not wanting me to start from the beginning, but can you hear it?
Well, I just heard a little.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It might be hitting noise canceling. I'm wondering.
Yeah, I'm worried.
That's all right. That's what happens. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna hit play.
No.
Yeah,
Nothing.
It's canceling it out.
Oh, Zoom is too good at their job.
Oh, but you know, if I play it on this end though, it won't because it's just going through my microphone.
Oh.
Do it.
Wait,
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah, because we're going out. Yeah, we're not. It doesn't go through Zoom from here.
That's cool.
Let's try.
That works.
Okay.
Worst case scenario, it doesn't work. But this is part of the live show here. All right.
The bridge, by the way, there are no lyrics to it. It's very scrappy. You hear me going out of key with multiple things because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here, and then I just go back and do a pre-chorus. So ignore my like mumbles.
All right. Let's see if this works. If the kids are listening in the other room, come in and give us a thumbs up if it's working. Here we go. Okay.
Been sleeping hours the last time I was in a better headspace. God is either working hard on my brain or I just haven't let him. For hours I have had it on my mind. What comes next and what I leave behind. Who I am and how I will repay you. So for now, I run a marathon. Mental hurdles keep me in the dark. So I'm here waiting on another dream. I'm waiting on another haven't been the same for months. The last time I was in it, and I knew what was happening. I know that God is working hard, but lately I've been feeling all the distance. For hours I will lay awake at night, thinking through what might be worth the fight. Thinking through the things that might pursue. So I run, oh I run, I run, I run. Oh, let me run, I run, I run, I run. I'm still waiting on another dream. I'm waiting on another dream. I'm waiting on another.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Just want to make sure.
No delay.
That's
How
right.
are we feeling? How are we
That's
feeling?
Awesome.
Oh, good.
I mean, like, that's the most like up-to-date sneak preview demo I think we've ever gotten. It doesn't get more raw than that.
It's so close. It's the things it's missing. There's no electric in it yet. That's all synth and piano and acoustic and bass. And electric, there's a riff that will be happening between the lines of the chorus. And it kind of like riffing between them. And of course, the bridge, I need to write the lyrics finally. Because right now it's like,
It sounds
I had
really
some,
cool though.
it was a lot of fun. And that one, again, came out of nowhere. Like it was 3 weeks ago, I started that song. And I have no idea when it'll come out, but there's a pretty flushed out or fleshed out, whatever you want to call it, demo. So enjoy
That's
it.
awesome.
You've got
Thank you
you're
for
one
sharing
of
that
4
with us.
people now.
Garrett,
super cool.
Garrett loves the drums and percussion and cool rhythm, and he also gave you a thumbs up.
There's
there
a
we
number
go.
of thumbs up going there.
Clap
All right.
hands.
Thank you.
Awesome.
It's a lot of fun. The rhythm stuff again was just like a drum pad, and it's 2 different sets of drums kind of layered in there.
That's awesome.
Or 3, because it's the electric drums, then it's a drum rhythm that I played, and then it was in the chorus an extra set of drums to get like the stinger stuff. So because I'm not a great drummer, I had to layer it. So if someone's a really great drummer, they might be able to do it. So yeah, but
Awesome.
there you go. There you go.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you for coming on and sharing all of this stuff.
Dude, it was so fun.
So much fun. And
It's rare that I get to just like answer a question about it and be, a lot of times my wife has to put up with hearing me be like, have you ever thought about this? And she's like, yeah, I have, Jonathan. Go write a song about it.
Well, we're glad to give her a break then for tonight. If we
She'll
could-
get
if
one
anything
tonight.
is
I'll be
become-
back on it tomorrow.
You're gonna make her watch this too, right? So
Yeah.
really.
I'm like, did you watch it? Did you watch it? If not, we'll watch it right now.
Oh man. Well, thank you so much.
Dude, thank you.
Before we go, Janelle's been sharing links in the comments, but can you tell for people who may be watching later on YouTube or whatever, where can we find you on the internet? How can we support Jonathan Allen Wright?
I mean, Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff is in my music is there. And then the YouTube channel is also under my name. And then Instagram is like definitely where I'm more active with like updates and things like that. I try to update all of it, but YouTube and Instagram, which is just at Jonathan A. Wright. That would be the way. That'd be the way to stay connected.
You're on
And
Bandcamp too, right? You got a Bandcamp?
there is a Bandcamp, and I haven't been extremely active on there, but I was just talking with somebody last week saying that I needed to kind of like refresh it because I think I dropped the album on there, and that maybe was the last thing I
It's
did.
the most recent thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess I haven't had much to update it with.
There's been singles, there's covers.
That's true.
I
true.
do have to give one more shout out to your Stephen Curtis Chapman cover.
Oh, dude.
Definitely check that out, folks. And the artwork as well. It's just like
I almost did that one at Audio Feed, by the way. I was one decision away. And the only reason I didn't was because I was concerned that I wouldn't remember the lyrics in the right order. And so, I mean, the day of Audio Feed, I'm looking at Blake being like, should we do that one? Like, I feel like people enjoyed it. And now I'm like thinking about that song all the time. So you were close to hearing it.
All right. Well, for the next one.
Next one. I'll remember. I'll remember.
Right. Well, it has been a treat having you on the show. Thank you again so much for joining us. Please, everyone who's watching, support Jonathan. Go find all his stuff, YouTube and music and all that. And thanks for joining us on this episode. It's always great to have folks along. Make sure you drop a comment in the wherever you're watching it. Of course, just want to give you a heads up on what's coming up next. December 6th will be our final live stream show for the year. It is our Blue Christmas live stream. We've got the Echoing Green and Lynn live show and Isopod on a big Christmas extravaganza, so that's very exciting. And then our in-person Blue Christmas show, we're doing 2 this year, December 13th, live with Morzan, the Rocky Valentines, and We the Stars in Southern California. If you're anywhere around, you're going to definitely want to check it out. You can find tickets for that show at pop.vox.presents.com. All right. Janelle, thank you also for running everything.
You're welcome.
It's
Yeah,
always a
thank you,
treat.
Janelle. I didn't even thank you. I didn't.
That's okay.
That's-
I'm here.
You're
I'm
here.
here for you.
You are. You're like a rock.
Yes.
Right. Well, thank you again, Jonathan. It's a treat. And we'll have to do this again for sure.
Yeah. Let me
Right.
know. We'll do it.
Right. Excellent. All right. Well, good night, everybody. And we'll see you on the next time for Pop Vox Presents. Bye-bye.